All right, so welcome to class number 13. And today, after we do these, we're going to do a quiz and we're going to introduce a few new topics. And then after that, we're just going to review for the rest of today and then Thursday and then all of next week. And all of the things that like the short phrases that a lot of us heard growing up. Uh, we'll talk about those at that point. So for some people, it's like, well, that's backwards. Like, I wanted to know these phrases. But now when we learn, when we introduce the phrases, hopefully it's like it'll make more sense as to why it's said a certain way. So we kind of do things backwards in here, learn the sentence structure, learn how to put the sentences together, and then all of the phrases, then we talk about those. So um, as far as today's quiz right here, hopefully it's kind of easy. Directional adverbs is what we talked about in the last class. So we'll just go down the line with these. Go. So someone says go, and it's like go to a direction. Anyone know that one?
Al oeste.
Al west. Oh, yeah. So that would be, uh, yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
Is
You're
it
right.
Alu'i? Alu'i.
Well, say again.
Alu'i.
Alu'i. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's another way. Well, I was kind of going for like aluatu, and then some people will shorten it down to alaku. So let me write it out. So alu and then alu, atu. And then you might even hear people, they'll shorten it to like, how would you spell that? Alaku, alaku. So and it's really just a combination of alu and atu together. So you'll hear that. You might hear like this. If someone says aluese, that's like go away, like get away from here. Alui, go to it. So this my wording was messed up, especially for somebody who knows a lot of Samoan. So you could have said it a whole bunch of different ways, and you were absolutely correct on all of those. But on this one, if you got alaku or aluatu, then that's what I was looking for that as well. But any of those that he said is right as well. So alu like the preposition e, or aluese, someone tell you go away, which is we got one of these, well, run away. That's pretty much we gave that answer away as well. So let's go to guess. So guess. So if someone says, "Hey, yeah, guess," what's the answer? And then I say, no, you guess to me, like, and it's coming from you. So how would you say that one?
Makamai.
Make, yep, make mai. So that's so anytime like someone says like mai, I guess the most popular word that you'll hear is like al mai, like bring to me, bring to me. So usually if you hear verb and then my, and when someone is saying that, they're saying whatever the action is to me, like to me or from you. So make my, like guess, yeah, guess to me, guess to me. And you might even hear people even talk like that, like guess to me. Or and that's kind of what they're meaning, like they're um really saying that directional adverb. So, and then runaway, that's kind of, we already talked about that one. Oh, let me just write this one just in case you didn't get it. So it's make mai. So guess to me. And then this one, runaway, I think we kind of got that one already. So tamoe, and then esse, tamoe esse. So these are like the three common ones. And then there's also ae is up, ifo is down, ane is along the side. What's another one? Those are the main ones. So alu, I'm sorry, atu, mai, ese away, ae up, ifo down, and ane along the side. The baby is not crying. Baby's not crying. Anyone have that one? So Pepe, my bad. Pepe is baby, and tangi is to cry. So if I say the baby is not crying, so it's present tense, and then not. Le o. Remember that one? So it's leo. So this is kind of like or I don't have a way to write over the thing, but it's kind of like le o loo. And this is a kind of, what is that word? When you squeeze it together, it's an abbreviation. So ele o loo is the same as eleo. So more than likely you'll probably hear people say it like that, eleo. But if someone says ele o loo, I don't think I've ever heard anybody say it like that, but that's basically what this is. It's just we're breaking that down like that. So eleo, and then what will come after that? Tangi, and then le pepe. So the baby, well, I'm sorry, not crying. So the baby. And to make it make more sense, especially the way that we've been learning it. So just look at this, olo'o tangi. So if we just look at this part, that's our tense and that's our action. So olo'o tangi is crying. And then who's doing the crying? Le pepe, right? So olo'o tangi le pepe, the baby is crying, but now we're saying the baby is not crying, the baby. Ele olo'o tangi le pepe. But again, you won't hear people say it like that. You'll hear this. Eleo tangi le pepe. I'm sorry. Eleo tangi le pepe. They might even write it like this, and you might be confused because it's like, well, that's a O coming before a tangi. That doesn't make any sense. Well, that's the O actually is olo'o. So this is just different ways because some people can't spell, some people they do know how to spell, they just write it however they want to. But eleo tangi le pepe, not crying the baby is not crying. All right, any questions on that? So we didn't really go too far into it, and we didn't go too far into this one as well. Does anyone have they and 3+? So that would be whatever that pronoun is, have not yet arrived. And tanu'u is the word for to arrive. This one is going to be,
Is it uale'i lato tanu'u?
okay, ua le'i. When I first started learning, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was this, and then someone was like, there's no such thing as ua le'i. And I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Well, and the reason why is because so le'i is already is past tense. It's the past tense no. So it's like not yet. So we could say not nah.
Ele'i?
Eh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Ele'i?
Yeah, so usually when it's whenever the le'i, it's either gonna be le'i, yep,
Or I?
le'i, or it's gonna be the pronoun with the e. So that's gonna be in this case la to te. So remember the e,
Ah,
yeah. So whenever you see le'i, almost always, not almost always, but more than likely, at least from all the stuff that I read, it's gonna be a te if we're using pronouns. So la to te, and then le'i. So that's with the le'i. So le'i, most of the time is gonna come with the te if we're using pronouns. So la to te le'i, not yet, and then arrive. Taunu'u. La to te le'i taunu'u. Yeah, so I used to think like ule'i, but they're like, no, there's no such thing as a ule'i. But yeah, so that's why I wanted to go over this one just to make sure. So let's just say she has not yet arrived. So so we could say iete, but you know, a lot of times people say nate, nate, le'i, tanu'u. If we say what we have not yet arrived, us too. Ma, oops, this is supposed to be te. Ma te le'i tanu'u. So whenever you see the le'i, it's almost not almost always, but a lot of times it's going to be formulated like this. It's going to be the pronoun and then the te and then the le'i and taunu. If we wanted to use a common noun, then like if we say the girl has not yet arrived.
E le'i le tene tanu'u.
Yep. We'll just as if we usually after action is sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with. I've been having this problem for like the last 3 weeks, and it still keeps happening to me. Okay, so sorry about that. So they haven't arrived. What? Yeah, I think we finished that point. So, um, any questions on this on the quiz right here? Okay. Sorry, that threw me off. Oh, okay, so going back to le'i. Le'i means not yet. So again, it usually comes before action words or the verb to mean not yet. So for example, if we say o te le'i fa'afelua'i, and that's like to introduce le faiaonga I le afai pese. So the choir. So the teacher, well, I have not yet introduced um the teacher to the choir. And then nate, so like he, she, um, not yet seen va'ai or va'aya. Oh, we need to get on that one before we end our sessions. So it's the word is va'ai, like to see. Um, but then you know we add the suffix here, so not she has not yet seen leva'a. Va'a is a boat, and then to the sea, in the sea. She has not yet seen the boat in the ocean or the sea. So na te le'i va'aya le va'a I le sami. All right. So that's le'i. I think the main thing to take away from that is almost always you'll see the action after the le'i. Okay, and then we did talk about ona lea, which is then, but I kind of flew past it. So the way that it's structured, so we'll have our whole sentence before. So if I say na ialu, so past tense, she go, so she went I le ta'alonga. So all of that is our location. That is to the game. So she went to the game. Then we have our then statement, ona, and then it ends with the lea. So this is almost, to me, I kind of look at it like a math problem, but it's like it starts with ona and then lea. Okay, so in between that, we can have our subject, we can have our action, and then a lot of times you'll see the I. So ona, o, I, moe is our action, is to sleep. And then, a lot of times you hear the I, and then lea. So then I slept. And it's the past tense sleep because this na carries all the way, through. So na ialu ila ta'alonga. So he or she went to the game, then I slept. And then we had the ailea. I got the English version down here. So it was he went to the game, then I slept. Okay. Remember, ia can be he, she, or it. So he went to the game, then I slept, past tense. Or so up here we have a pronoun. So the pronoun can go inside of the ona and before the action and then the lea. But in this case, we're gonna say our subject afterwards. So we would have the ona. We're gonna start our then statement, and then we have our action that goes inside, and then a lot of times you'll see the I, and then the lea, and then who did, then who. So in this case, we have na ialu ile tifanga. Tifanga is the show, or what do you call it? The movie. So she went. So she, and then past tense go na ialu went. She went to the movie. Ona ta'ele. Ta'ele is to take a shower. And then there's our particle I. And then we finish our then statement with the lea. So then showered. Who did the shower? It's our subject. She, or I'm sorry, the girl, or kenge. So na ialu ile tifanga. Ona ta'ele ailea o le teine. All right. So I know that's going to take some practice, and I do believe I have a worksheet on the then statement. So I'll try to pull that up before class is out, or I'll just put, if I can't find it beforehand, I'll just put it in our lesson for this week. This is pretty much more of the same, except now we got helper verbs. So remember we talked about helper verbs. I guess it'll be important to talk about this. So if I say e masani, so masani is what? Often or usually. E masani, ona, iaalu. So just as a review, here is our tense. Okay. This right here, this was our helper and our ona. And our helper verb connects with the alu. So that's our action. We have a pronoun right here. So that's our subject. So remember, this is what we learned, when we first started in week 2. Tense, our subject, action. All of this is our location. We have I le falesi, to the gym, or to the place where we lift stuff at. So tense, subject, action, location. And then we have ona, moe, lea. So this is our then statement. Then slept, or then sleep. So I usually go, I'm sorry, she or he usually go to the gym on the moe lea, or on the moe ai lea. Sometimes people leave out the I. But this right here means then sleep. So I'm sorry, she or he usually goes to the gym, then sleep. Same with this one. E masani o ne ialu. So she usually go to the gym. Ona O. So now, in this case, we're going to insert a pronoun, and our pronoun is our subject, and then moe, that's our action, and then niai, and then the lea. All of that is our then statement. Then I sleep. So she usually goes to the gym, then I sleep. E masani ona iaalu ile fale si'i. All of this is the same. So she usually goes to the gym. Ona moe lea. So then sleep, and then I oa'u. So we're saying the same thing as up here, but up here we say o moe. That's because the pronoun is coming before the action. O moe. But in this case, we're gonna say it after the action. So ona moe lea and then oa'u. Or we could say ona moe ai lea oa'u. Okay. I know that's a lot where but it's, I mean, if you just break down the then statement for this week and then just connect it to our tense, subject, action, location, or if you wanted to make it add a little, the helper verb with the ona, um, all we're doing is building precept on precept, concept on concept. All right. So the next thing, possessions. I made a video about that a few days ago. So if you missed it, it's my last Instagram post. I actually made it for you guys because we were doing it today in class. So this is, if you think about it like a location phrase. So in this case, we have ole peni a le whaiaonga. So, oops, let me write it out. So this is the pen of the teacher. Okay. So that's how we would say it in Samoan if we were to translate word for word to English. But in Samoan, we say the pen of the teacher. In English, this is the teacher's pen. The teacher's pen. Okay, so the teacher's pen, the pen of the teacher. So when we translate this in Samoan, it's just our noun phrase or our subject. So ole peni, the pen, a le whaiaonga, of the teacher, of the teachers. And this a right here is like a of. So where's my pen? So this is like saying of. Okay, and notice we have an a. That's an a. Ole peni a le whaiaonga. Okay, now we have ole telefoni or ole telefoni a le fomai. So it is, we're talking about the telephone of the doctor or the doctor's phone. Okay, the doctor's phone, the doctor's phone, um, the phone of the doctor. Again, notice it's we have an A. So this is the same as like when we say la'u and lo'u, because we're talking about A class and O class possessions. A pen, a pengi, that's an A class possession, right? And remember, A class possessions are things that are disposable, they're replaceable. You're in charge of it. Like you can get rid of it if you want to, just go get another one. Things that you choose. Inanimate objects. A pen is definitely inanimate and an inanimate object. Kelfongi, same. It is also an inanimate object. You can throw it away, go get you another one. So ole telefoni or ole kelfongi ale fomai. A class. But then when we talk about a house covers and protects you. So olefale is the house of Simi or Simi's house, right? So that's an O class, or houses, body parts, things that you're not in charge of, you're not in control of, relationships you didn't pick, like your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, grandparents, stuff like that. All O class. So in this case, we have olefale or Simi. So Simi's house. So ole fale o simi. And then this should actually say ole kinga o Miki. So the mother, Miki's mom. This is Miki's mom. Ole kinga o Miki. So anyone have any questions on that? So this one is kind of easier and it's way, a lot more common. I mean, we say this stuff all the time because you're trying to identify who these things belong to. And this is how we say it. Where are we at? Orifale o Simi. This is Simi's house. Who is that? Oilea. Olekinga o Miki. That's Miki's mom. Ole ale. What is that thing? Ole penny ale fayaonga. That is the teacher's pen. Or ole kelfongi ale fomai. That is the doctor's phone. All right. So where's my all right. Okay, so let's just take a few minutes and then we'll go over this together. Just kind of see how you would word it. We're gonna do it together anyway. Just take 3 minutes. I'll put the actual words on the side here. So to hear is fa'alongo, fa'alongo. Story is tala. Elder, I guess we could say toyaina, toyaina. Cry, to cry. Remember it's tangi. 10. Hopefully you guys know that one, sefulu. And then days, aso. And then dog, taifao, or what's the maile. And then to run is tamoe. And then away, you guys know that one. So just take a few minutes and just try to word it on your own, and then we'll do it together. All right, let's go ahead and review these. All right, so does anyone have the first one? I have heard the story. So fa'alongo is to hear, and then tala is story.
Na,
Okay, awesome. So
na o
na
pa'alonga I le tala.
na o fa'alongo. Oh, my bad. Fa fa'alongo I le tala. Awesome. Na o fa'alongo I le tala. If you said something like fa'alongo mai, I mean, there's several ways to word this stuff. So, but what you said was right on. So this is past tense to hear, and then so I I heard my, I heard to me the story. If you had ua, so ua is this would be like if you're talking like in present tense, you're saying like I have heard the story. If you say na o fa'alongo mai I le tala, or na o fa'alongo I le tala, or even if you said fa'alongo ina. Again, we haven't gotten into that, so I'm just gonna leave it out. But if you got it, then that's great. But ua, that is our present. It's a present tense, but it's like you're updating somebody. So yeah, I've heard the story. I've heard the story. So ua o fa'alongo mai I le tala, or if you said nah, that's great too. So I heard the story. All right, and then what about this line right here, or of the elder? So this
Ole
one could,
toaina.
yep, o le toyaina. Awesome. So this is of the elder, right? And even if you said ale toyaina, if you said that as well, then that's, one is an A class story of the elder, one is an O class story of the elder. It's a slightly different in context, but we're saying the same thing. But if we wanted to get really deep into it and start making differences, we can do that. But this is great. Exactly what LeSean said. So o le toeaina. So na o whalongo mai le tala o le toeaina. And then who cried for 10 days? Anyone got this one?
Is it Oe Natangi Mole Aso Sefulu?
Tangi o le aso sefulu. Awesome. Okay, just a little. Well, I might not have heard you right. So we have oe na tangi o le aso sefulu. So we have
Is it
who
Ole Natangi?
ole. Yeah, ole. So ole. So this is a singular who. So whenever we say like this is the person who, so ole. So that who is gonna be ole, and this should have a fatma mafa over the e. So ole, right? But if it's a plural, then it's oe. So and then we would take away the e. So if we're talking, if we say they or we, we who have did this, or they who have did that, or us two, the both of us who did this, then that would be oe. But in this case, because we're talking about one person, we're talking about the story, the letala or letoyaina, ole. So who na tangi, ole. So who cried, and then for 10 days. So I'm not sure if I heard you correctly. So
Mo
oleaso, mo,
Mole
okay,
Aso.
moleaso, yeah. So that is so four. Remember, four is gonna be mo, mo. My bad, I heard you wrong. So mo le aso sefulu. And then mole. I just
Is it
drew a blank.
Esefulu?
Esefulu, yeah, Esefulu. Yep. So there we go. That's what I was trying to get to. Thank you. Um, um, and there's other ways to word it as well, but does anyone have another way? Because I don't want to throw anybody, because there's several ways to word this, but so or who cried for mole aso esefulu? Well, um for the 10 days. I'll leave it at that. So and then because his dog ran away. So how will we word that? Taifao or maile is dog, and tamoe is to run.
Is it
So
Leanga Natamoe?
okay, you right there. So
Oh, sorry, my bad. Alona Maile.
okay, so in this case, we wouldn't have to say lona maile. So that the right there is more so for when we say like of the elder of the like our examples from the last slide. I'll go back up to that slide in a second. But whenever we say lona maile, this already just means his dog. His dog. So we wouldn't have to say lona maile. So um
Okay, let me try this again. Leanga
okay.
Natamoe Este Lona Maile.
Yeah, it's it. Yeah. So ran away. So we have because, and it's a bad. Remember, this because is a bad because. So we could say awa if we wanted to. So remember that's the, if you all else fails, just say awa. But if you want to be more specific, you want to let the listener know, like, man, this is a bad reason. So because na tamoe ese. So past tense ran, so ran away, ese, away, and then lona maile, his dog, because his dog ran away. If you said awa, that's okay too. But in this case, we're really expressing, yeah, this is it's a bad reason this dog ran away. But awa also means because as well. Okay. So I know this is probably like more intensive, But if you do exercises like this all the time, just write them every day. I promise, like after even less than a week, sometimes maybe, even if it takes 2 weeks, you get fluent in writing these out. After a while, you don't have to write them anymore. It's just like they just come to your head and you're just saying them. And then when you're standing around people who are speaking fluent Samoan, it's like, wow, I can't believe I just understood like every single word that they said. And even if they left some words out, you still get it. So it's important to do these kind of exercises. This right here, I'll save it for Thursday. Yeah, today is Tuesday. Yeah, I'll save before and after for Thursday because it gets a little bit more intensive. I guess we'll slow it down just a little bit. So the Ino Ua Uma is after, and A Uma is also after. I'll save these and just slow it down a little bit. So we'll just get into our review, and hopefully everyone kind of has a firm grasp on these. So Fesoswani is to help. Okay, so will help. So tense action. So we're just gonna start from the very beginning and then just review from today, Thursday, and then next week of our last week is Tuesday and Thursday. So here's the beginning of our review. So will help. How do we say that? Remember, ole
Ole Asawani.
Fesoswani. Yep, Fesoswani. Yep. So all of these are gonna end with the Fesoswani. That's our action. Okay. So we just need to know what the tense marker is. Awesome. So this is ole a Fesoswani. And then even if you hear someone say something like this, they'll just say a Fesoswani. I guess it will be more like that. A with the Fatma Mafa over it. It's a future tense help. Will help. Okay. But let me just spell it all the way out for our class sake. Le a Fesoswani. Has help. What's that tense marker?
Na.
Nah. So nah would be like I guess that would be number 3. So conversation wise, people will
Yes.
interchange it all the time. But if we were to say this like he's helped him. So it is a past tense, like it already happened, but we're like updating the people. Sa would be like was helping. Was helping. Ua. And again, guys, we're being really technical in here. When you hear people speaking, they're gonna use these interchangeably, and sometimes but we're just being all the way by the book because I want you to be able to look this stuff up on your own, so you don't just say, "Oh, he just came and said anything." No, like I got it from somewhere else. So Swani. All right, so Uafe so Swani. So has helped. I'm updating you. This is what happened. Helped. So just think about what tense that is. So it's helped. What's this one? Nah. Yep, nah. Na fe soa soani. And again, you might even hear people say sa. A lot of people go back and forth, but technically speaking, this is helped. Like it's a past tense help. Yeah. It's already, the action is over and done. Okay. But if we were to say he was helping or she was helping, then that would be, oops, my bad. Then that would be like, I'm taking you back in time and I'm letting you know, oh, this is what the action was at that time. So sa fe soa soani. So this one right here is was helping. This one here is helped. So they're both past tense, but one, remember, sa is like the past tense olo'o. So the action is still going on, but it's in the past. So I literally have to take you into the past and then tell you what was going on at that time. At 3 o'clock, I was helping. I was sa sabali, sa tomoe, whatever it was. I that's what I was doing. But this is the past tense, action. It happened, is done. Na fesoswani. All right, is helping. So at this moment, how are we? What is this one?
Olo'o.
Olo'o, yep. Olo'o. Olo'o. Swani. Okay, and again, you might even hear people say o because they're just condensing olo'o. O fe. Oops. Swani. Okay, so you might even hear that. And if they say that, you're like, well, I thought actions have te, sa, na, olo'o, and all of that. Well, the o in this case is a olo'o, but it's just abbreviated version. And then help. I guess this one would be a trick question, but
Yeah, that's Swani.
yeah, there you go. So yeah, Pessoa Soani. Pessoa Soani. Still can't spell it. Okay, so it's a command. Yeah. Yeah, Pessoa Soani. So and remember that is a command tense marker. You're telling somebody to help. Awesome. So and this is pretty much the same. So let's just kind of go through these real fast. Understood is to understand is ma lama lama. Ma lama lama. So understood, past tense understood. I'm just gonna write because I've been up since midnight. I'm so sleepy. So ma lama lama. So past tense understood. What's our tense marker?
Na.
Nah. Yep. Nah. Nah or nga ma lama lama. Has understood. What's that one?
Ua.
Ua. Yep. Ua ma lama lama. Yeah, he's understood. Understands. We didn't. Oh, okay. Yeah. Understands.
Malamalam.
I won't spell it all the way out. So it's a present tense. Yeah, she understands. He gets it. He understands. She understands. The dog understands. Malamalama le maile le taifao. So the dog understands. Was understanding. Was understanding.
Sa.
Yep. So it's a past tense, understand. And again, like sometimes, especially when we're first starting out, like you know, it's kind of hard like to place like, well, it's not hard for us because we know the technicalities of it. But then when you're listening to people speak, they almost always, some people will say sa, and then every once in a while they'll say na in there. But technically speaking, yes, it's a past tense. Was understanding. She was understanding what I was talking about when I was saying it. So take them in the past, and then so was understanding. Will understand. How about that one?
Olea.
Yep. Olea. Yep. Olea. Olea. Awesome. So if you get that, all actions are paired with a tense marker. So yeah, all actions are going to be paired with the tense marker. Even in what do you call those? If we combine sentences together or phrases together, if the if the tense doesn't carry all the way through, then we need to give the next action its own tense marker. But most of the time, like if I say, yeah, I was walking and then I saw I saw the dog chase the person. So the na, I'm sorry, the sa will carry all the way through because I'm telling you, I was walking and then I saw the person running from the dog or whatever. But if we wanted to say something like, I was walking and then I can't think of nothing. I'll come back to that. I can't think of like it's like a compound thing where every tense marker, I'm sorry, every action gets its own tense. So if you wanted to switch the tense in the middle, then you have to give the new action another tense. We'll talk about that. Now that I think about it, I'm gonna make an exercise about that. So switching tenses and sentences. Okay. All right. So some of you've seen these already. This comes from the University of Hawaii. They probably know I'm using their stuff by now. So pick the correct tense marker. Carlo went. These might be all, I think you guys probably really have this by now. We might skip to another one. Let's do a few of these. Carlo went.
Nalu, Kalo.
Nah, yep, awesome. Lisa will sing. The future.
Ole a pese.
Pese Lisa. So tense, action, subject. Tense, action, subject. So in all of these, we're starting with our tense. So it was raining. It was raining.
Sa Timu.
Sa timu. So past tense, it's a past tense, but we're saying it was raining. At that time in the past, it was raining. If I said it rained, then it's gonna be na timu. But in this case, we're saying, yeah, it was raining. So remember, past tense olo'o is sa. Longo will walk home. What about that one? It's gonna be our future. Yep. So that's our future tense. Anytime you see will, it's gonna be in the future. So our tense is ole'a tense, and then savali is our action. Longo is the person. Okay, and then where ilefale. That's our location. Subject, action, tense, action, subject. So Mickey's car is red. Mickey's car is red. Yep. So, and that's what it is. That's the present tense. It's what it is all the time. So anytime you say this is this or this is that, this is this action or this is this adjective. Like if we're describing something, so we're saying is red, mu mu, is yellow, sama sama, lanu sama sama. Whatever it is, if it's not a noun, then it's gonna be e. In this case, we say e mu mu le kaavale a Miki. So red is Miki's car, or Miki's car is red. Red is red, le kaavale, the car of Miki. And I know this is jumping into, we just talked about it. So Miki. So a kaavale or ta'avale, a car is an A-class possession. So Miki. Man, sorry guys. Sometimes I try to get you guys out early. Let's do a couple more. I didn't realize it's almost time to go. So the boy is, no, we did that already. The boy was happy. Yep, okay, yeah. So olo'o, the boy is eating. Olo'o, that is a new one. There we go. Olo'o. So is eating the boy. The boy is eating. Olo'o aile kama. Olo'o aile tama. And there's just one more. These are mean. Let's do this one. See me was, yeah, we got these. Let's just do the next one and then we'll be done. Was happy. See me was happy. Jim is happy. Was happy. Ua. So yeah, it actually could be ua. Yep. So and what else could it be? What else could it be?
Sa.
Sa. Yep. Sa. Sa fia fia ua fia see me. All right. So so we're just gonna be reviewing for the next class, all review. And then the next week, Tuesday, Thursday, all review, and then we're just gonna build on top of one thing on top of another, and then we'll even go back to like just phrases, like I said, that we say all the time, and hopefully those phrases actually make sense instead of us just saying it. So, to faster fua, manuele po, manuele aso, and fa tai te lava, alofa atu.
Patai.
Tai lava.